Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we are on our way to a dealership because today we're going to purchase another vehicle to make more content on the channel. Let's go! So today's a really big day because I've been wanting to purchase this vehicle for such a long time now. As you all know, I used to ride motorcycles about 6 years ago, back when I had my white car, the FK7. So we finally decided to sell the motorcycle, and I regret it every single day of my life after selling that motorcycle. So here we are today. We're gonna buy a bike once again. And I'm super excited. We're about 13 minutes away from the dealership. And yeah, I'll see you guys there. Look at that. Alright guys, so this is the motorcycle. We're about to leave with this. This is the Kawasaki Z500. This thing looks sharp. So unfortunately, the rest of the footage of me picking up the motorcycle got corrupted. My first ride on the bike also got deleted somehow with my hard drive failing. But basically, the bike that I got is a 2026 Kawasaki Z500 SE. Released in 2024, this replaces the Z400. With the same engine as the 400cc that they had on the Z400, this Z500 technically has 451 cc's. It's a parallel twin motor, which is also liquid cooled, and it's making 51 horsepower and 31.7 pound of torque. So as you guys can see, I've already installed a Leo Vince exhaust on the Z500, only because the stock motor, the stock exhaust sounds like this is a moped, and I absolutely did not like it. At the time of filming, I did have this bike for about 2, maybe 3 weeks, and now it has 420 miles on it. I love the red, white, and the black accents. It really suits the bike well. And like if you look over here, the frame also matches the wheels, so it gives it a nice, unique look. The first time I looked at this bike, I really wasn't a fan of the red wheels, but now that I see it in person, like, I absolutely love it. It just stands out, and I love the white. You don't really see white Z500s anywhere, actually. I'm probably the only one in my area that has the white one, to my knowledge. I've seen like black, even the green ones, but not the white ones. So yeah, I love this color scheme. This being the special edition model, there are a few things you get, such as sliders, windscreen, a digital display, built-in USB-C port so you can keep your phone charged. We have a guard for your radiator, which is kind of neat. The regular Z500 does not have that. So even with the digital display, it's plenty bright enough in direct sunlight. As you can see, it is 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We don't get Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, which makes sense, because why would you be distracted while you're riding? This is more of a basic screen. It tells you your RPM as well as your speed, and you can even change this to white if you want to. I like the black one because it suits the bike better. And I'm averaging about 53.5 miles per gallon, which is really good. Two of these, it takes us to our vehicle settings or our motorcycle settings, and then we can change even the RPMs and stuff if you wanted to. And then, yeah, it's a nice informative display. If you want, you can leave the shift lamp on, and then what RPM it starts blinking at you. It also has LED turn signals and paint matched passenger cowl. So the extra $700 is definitely worth it because of all the goodies you get. And I don't know why, but this license plate light is not LED. This is just a regular incandescent or halogen bulb. So we're definitely going to change that in the future. I don't know where this came from, but I didn't drop this bike yet. I don't know what that is, but yeah, this is what the taillights look like. It's LED, and when we step on the brake, this is what it looks like. Let me zoom out real quick. With the Z500, even with the SE or special edition, you get a key. I would rather have a keyless ignition, because I don't have to fumble around with my key and insert it like that. Also with the SE model, you do get these tank grips, exclusive from Kawasaki, as you can see. Super nice to have, highly recommend it. Then this bike does come standard with ABS. Even the regular Z500 non-SE edition comes standard. And I was told that there were also a few extra fairings, like this bottom piece right here. That only comes in the SE model. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I was told that this is a special edition fairing. Tires are pretty sticky. I don't know what tires there are. These are apparently Dunlop something. They're Dunlop tires. And interesting enough, these rims are made in Thailand. We have our foot pegs for a passenger here, which you can put back up since don't have any passengers. And then over here on this side, this piece right here is kind of ugly. There are like tail tighties available, which I'm probably going to do one day. There are hooks if you wanted to strap some sort of bag up here so that you can tie it around. There's also a hook down here. You can see right here, that's a hook. And then you have a helmet lock, so you can just unlock this with your key. This thing pops out, and then you can just clip your helmet on here so that you can leave your helmet on your bike and it's not going to go anywhere because it is clipped on like that. We have our key slot to get to your storage up here, and then looking down here, obviously you have your shifter, you have your foot peg, bike stand, and then you can see the horn right there. And what I like most about this bike is how aggressive this front end looks. Like these headlights, all LED, including your high beam. And yeah, they stay on during the day. These are your regular headlights. And that's your high beam. It's like a transformer talking. Rah, 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 rah. So the ride height of this motorcycle is also really good. It's perfect for shorter riders like myself. I myself is 5'6", and I can flat foot this motorcycle no problem. But if you're below 5'2", you might have to tiptoe a little bit, but the seat height of this Z500 is perfect for me. And then this is what it looks like if a passenger decides to ride along with you, with the rear seat sitting a lot higher than the front seat. Your passengers may have a hard time making their way up this seat. My pros of this motorcycle is the styling and how easy it is to ride. It's also very fuel efficient at around 50 to 60 miles per gallon. It has just enough cc to accelerate and merge at the highway. 0 to 60 time is about 4.5 seconds, and a top speed of about 118 miles an hour. Obviously it's not the fastest, but it's more than good enough for the beginner and intermediate riders. It's very light and nimble, and the clutch is very easy to use. It's almost impossible to stall. So for those of you who are beginner riders out there, this is the motorcycle to get. It's either this one or the Ninja 500. It's also going to be a good bike to keep long term because 451 cc's is plenty good enough for your everyday rider. Now, my least favorite part of this bike, obviously with this being a liquid cooled parallel twin motor, it's going to sound like a moped. In conclusion, this is the absolute best that you can get for beginner bikes. It's either the Z500 or the Ninja 500. These both are perfect beginner bikes, or you can use it as a stepping stone to upgrade to a bigger bike if you have a smaller displacement engine like a 125cc, 250, or even a 300.